UConn Huskies Unleashed. Finals are finished, but spring sports are still lighting up the scoreboard.
With the regular season winding down, the UConn baseball team has an opportunity to earn the 1 seed in the Big East tournament this year. I'll tell you about a player who's helping this team get hot at the right time.
I'm Mark Robbins with UConn softball. Why does it say Tamu playing up there against UConn? Oh, you're going to want to know.
And I'm giving you an inside look at the sights and sounds of more than a century of UConn athletics.
This is UConn Huskies Unleashed, sponsored on WFSB and The Wax by the personal injury law firm of Riscassi and Davis.
Good evening and welcome to UConn Unleashed. Believe it or not, this is our final UConn special for this school year.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up all of the spring sports and then look ahead to next season.
And we begin tonight with the UConn softball team playing right now in the NCAA tournament.
Your sports reporter Mark Robbins is here now with a look at how the team got ready for the Texas A&M Regional. Mark.
Guys, yeah, they're in Texas right now. Aaron and Joe, second straight season for the Huskies to be Big East champions and playing in a softball regional hosted by a team from the powerful Southeastern Conference. Last year, UConn was at LSU. This year, the Huskies at Texas A&M. Aggies ranked 15th as the overall 15th seed and quite capable of getting to the College World Series. And UConn has been steadily improving and confident in its preparation for the postseason. And I'm not talking about just any old practice sessions. Coach Laura Valentino has the loudspeakers blasting with music and crowd noise, simulating the Aggie atmosphere the Huskies are going to face this weekend.
I think they did a great job of slowing the game down and communicating before the ball was hit, and that's going to be key going into the weekend when the game feels fast and it's loud and things start to speed up.
Playing in an SEC environment already this year was a huge help too, so we're ready to rise up to that challenge and take it head on.
The wins didn't come early for UConn during its non-conference schedule, but the stiff competition prepared the Huskies for Big East play, and a couple of aha moments gave this team the positive answers it was searching for.
It was our game 3 at Arkansas on that Sunday when we led them all the way into the 6th inning, and after that game we ended up losing, but after that game, kind of in our circle afterwards, we're like, if we can hang with them, like, the Big East is ours.
One specific tournament that sticks out when we were at Florida Gulf Coast. Obviously, we started our season a little bit rough, but we were able to come together as a team and, you know, really have that chemistry click, and that's huge for a team. And once we had that click, it's been nothing but uphill from there.
A quick 2 games and out exit in the regional last year has given this team plenty to think about. And it's those thoughts that are going to help shape a bunch of veterans into a sleek unit that will be prepared for all challenges.
We have 10 people that have been there before, so we can show up and continue to play the ball that we know how to play and play for each other, and that's going to lead to success for us.
The Huskies are the number 4 seed in the regional. In addition to Texas A&M, Arizona State and McNeese are possible opponents for UConn this weekend. I'm Mark Robbins. Aaron and Joe, back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. And the UConn baseball team wrapping up its regular season this weekend. And earlier this month, head coach Jim Penders experienced a very cool milestone.
How about this? He earned his 800th career win. Your sports reporter Dan Booth caught up with Coach Penders to talk about that special achievement.
Is that ever something that you imagined when you took the job?
Oh, I had to imagine it. Otherwise, you know, you can't do it until you think it. And, you know, people say, well, who'd have thunk it? And I thunk it. You know, I continue to think it.
Clearly, visualization is the key for head coach Jim Penders. The Vernon, Connecticut native has been at the helm for 23 years. He's led the Huskies to the NCAA tournament 10 times. He's UConn's all-time winningest baseball coach. And before his coaching career began, he played his college ball for the Huskies as well.
Some days it feels like it's gone by in the blink of an eye, and then other days it feels a little bit longer than that. But it's a, you know, I say it's a vocation and not a job, and as long as it's a vocation, hopefully they'll keep me around for a little while longer.
Coach Penders' Huskies are in a position to add a few more wins to that total this postseason.
The UConn baseball team is getting hot at the right time, winning 10 out of their last 13 games, heading into their final series of the regular season. And a big reason why is their 6'8", 275-pound sophomore first baseman, Jackson Marshall.
We're ready to compete late. We're ready to go deep into this tournament, and we're going to win it all.
Jackson Marshall played his freshman year at Southern New Hampshire before transferring to UConn. The big guy's been dialed in up at the dish for the Huskies, hitting 13 home runs and 53 RBIs with a batting average north of 380.
I just look for my pitches early in the count and try not to miss them early. And when I get behind, I just battle with 2 strikes, and I think that's what's giving me the success out here.
His consecutive on-base streak is still going on now, and there might have been 1 or 2 games he didn't get on base this year. He's been really, really good.
All the success Marshall is having this year is coming while having less bones than usual in his feet.
I'm missing 2 bones in each of my feet, and I don't think anyone really knows that, but you can kind of see it when I walk. My feet just go inverted. The only thing that really has been bad for me is running, being quick. But overall, it's been fine. They're just flat. I have to get new cleats every 2 to 3 weeks, so because they break.
When push comes to shove, if he keeps hitting the ball far, does it really matter how fast he runs?
I'm usually going to either hit a double or a home run. I'm never going to hit a triple. I already know that. So if I can stay in the gas and get my doubles, and then if some get over the fence, that'll be big for me.
He's a goofball. He's a funny kid. He doesn't take himself too seriously. He does take coaching and criticism extraordinarily well. He lets things roll off his back that should roll off his back, but he also listens and makes adjustments.
The Huskies' final series of the regular season is this weekend in Stores against Villanova. And heading into this series, UConn, St. John's, and Xavier are all tied atop the Big East standings, competing for the 1 seed in this year's conference tournament, which begins this Wednesday, May 20th in Mason, Ohio. Reporting in Stores with the UConn baseball team, Dan Booth, Channel 3, Eyewitness Sports.
All right, thanks, Dan. Now, the basketball season is 5 months away, but we're getting a better picture of what the men's and women's teams will look like in the fall.
Yeah, Dan Hurley picking up 5 players from the transfer portal. The most recent addition is Jacksonville State guard Jay Nash, and here are the 4 others. Sophomore center Najai Hines is staying in the Big East, coming from Seton Hall to Stores. Sophomore post player Oscar Hilte is changing coast, coming east from Stanford. Sophomore Nicholas Hamenya joins the Huskies from Duke. And Niels Mahovsky will spend his senior year at Stores after time at UCF and Wofford.
And while the UConn women don't have as many holes to fill, they'll have to find a way to play without AZ Fudd and overcome the devastating loss that ended their season.
There wasn't anybody out there that we thought was a real game changer.
It's hard to find game changers in the transfer portal when you produce All-Americans and first-round draft picks like UConn does. So for the first time in 4 years, Gino Auriemma did not go into the portal to solidify his roster. Instead, the Huskies will go with just 12 players, 10 from last season and 2 incoming freshmen. It's their smallest roster since the 21-22 season. And again, when you're number 1 in the country for the entire season, and when you're just 2 wins short of back-to-back national championships, there's not a lot of room for improvement. But there is room.
One, people have to get better. Obviously, you want your players to make sure they improve from 1 year to the next. 2, Blanca going from playing 17 minutes a night to playing 27 or 30 minutes a night, I think, changes the dynamic of the team. Sarah probably getting way more touches than she normally gets, and instead of averaging 20 minutes a game, playing 30 minutes a game.
The UConn women have been to 25 Final Fours. 12 ended with a national championship. 12 did not.
So I think the way you handle that loss, I think has a lot to say about what happens the following year.
Unlike the UConn women, the UConn men have a lot of turnover. 3 players left for the portal. Alex Caravan and Terrace Reed Jr. graduated. Dan Hurley went into the portal to get 4 players. Plus, there are 2 incoming freshmen. 5 players are back. Solo Ball, Silas Demery Jr., Braylon Mullins, Jaden, and Jacob Ross. Ball will take a redshirt year to heal a wrist injury he suffered back in December. leaving UConn was never a consideration.
Man, this is home.
Yeah.
Like every time I look at UConn or anytime I see those 5 letters or see a Husky, like I can't see myself anywhere else.
Mullins may not be here through the final year of eligibility like Ball, but nonetheless, UConn fans are happy he turned down a chance to go right to the NBA after just 1 season here.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to look at every outcome and just see what's best for you. And I mean, I sat down with my family and my agent, and it's my decision. Like I'm the one going through it, and so I thought it was just the best decision to come back and just run it back for year 2 and just develop more and just make it an easier thought process next year.
Demery's only decision was about whether to give the NBA a try. It was never about leaving for another school. The Ross brothers wanted to run it back one more time together.
Now, after a little time off, both teams are back next month to start getting ready for the fall. The UConn men starting next season with a very tough out-of-conference schedule.
How about this? One of the highlights is a matchup against Duke the night before Thanksgiving in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and I think you remember this. The 2 teams met in the Elite 8 this season. That was the game where Duke went into the half up 19. UConn cutting the lead late in the second half. Then Braylon Mullins made that unforgettable 3-pointer to send the Huskies to the Final Four. The UConn-Duke game at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas will air on November 25th on Amazon Prime.
And the UConn women also have a marquee matchup early in the season. Huskies will face South Carolina, Tuesday, November 24th, my birthday, at the Mohegan Sun.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah.
It'll be the first meeting between the rivals since this year's intense end to the Final Four between the 2 head coaches. That game is part of the 13th annual Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase. The doubleheader will also feature reigning national champion UCLA facing St. John's.
We are hitting the links, the lacrosse field, and the tennis courts for a round-robin wrap-up of the spring sports season.
We had displays on all 21 sports. There's a lot of memorabilia. There's a lot of photos.
So did you know UConn has a museum on campus showcasing all of its sports? I'll take you inside the Husky Heritage Sports Museum for a behind-the-scenes tour.
So everything in the store, the concept was, how can we let UConn fans experience places they don't normally get to go, and if they want, buy things.
The ultimate shopping experience for UConn fans is open for business. We'll take a peek inside the Gamble Collection.
Riscassi & Davis, one of the top 50 trial law firms in America.